having to get up this hill. But this, I've got to tell you, looks better compared to a lot of the side roads. Our main roads are really starting to improve out there. You can tell the plows have been out. They are making an effort out there. I want to tell people something that we've noticed a lot of. You can see this person walking in the road. This is something you're going to see a lot of. The sidewalks are not plowed. As a result, people are walking the roads. It is something to keep in mind out there, something to remember as you're driving, to just keep an eye out because it's hard to drive in it and then there's people on the road. So that is something to remember out there this morning. We're going to continue to check on conditions for you. You can see slow going as we turn out to yet another road. Reporting live in Kalamazoo, Jessica Wheeler, News Channel 3.
All right, Jessica, saw some folks cleaning up in that shot too. The good news is, at least it should be good weather for that today. Jeff.
Yes, Jim. Marcy, thank you. It's all a little bit of sun there in that shot. We got drifts on order of, well, maybe 2 panes up in East Leroy. This is Laney Corray on our WWMT Facebook page at East Leroy. 25 tomorrow, 28 on Wednesday. Ultimately, our temperatures are headed in a decent direction the next couple of days. Let's focus on right now, though. This is 12 o'clock, hour by hour. Dry at this point, some sun, and we get the company of the middle and the upper teens for later today. Speaking of your temperatures, let's go to right now. We're at 6 in Kalamazoo, 8 in Battle Creek. There's also 6 in Coldwater, and we have a significant wind chill this morning. I'll show you those for a quick second. -8, Battle Creek -9, or 9 degrees below zero right now in Coldwater. That's Branch County. 8 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, snow arriving Tuesday afternoon or the end of the day. It'll be light, 25. And Wednesday, that looks like a chance for really, really cold on Thursday. More on that in our hour. Take you live and out. Fresh snow covers and fresh daylight. Our Algae Live.
This February, you can walk into Headlight Casino and drag home in a new car. The $270,000 Cars and Cash giveaway. Win one of 8 Chrysler 200S sedans. Hourly draws every Sunday and Thursday from 4 to 8 p.m. Win your share of $10 grand in cash. And here's a February dining special. The Sand Hill Cafe is cutting all prices in half every Monday and Wednesday. Win a car, eat for half price this month at Gun Lake Casino. So much fun, so close by. The Michigan Dental Association asks, what would your mouth say about you?
Demir is our best friend.
But it's more than looking good. I told him, brushing isn't enough. That's why it's important to see your MDA dentist every 6 months. They can see signs of problems that could affect your overall health. Oh, that's not good. Been saying. Want a healthy body?
Start with a healthy mouth. Got our appointment. Look out, selfies.
Follow Michigan Dental Association dentist at smilemichigan.com.
Live with Kelly and Michael, weekdays at 9 on News Channel 3.
Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, February 2nd, 2015. Welcome back to CBS This Morning. There's more real news ahead, including new recommendations for a good night's sleep. First on CBS This Morning, we're going to ask Dr. Holly Phillips how the guidelines could affect your health. But first, let's take a look at today's eye-opener at 8.
In that stadium, the atmosphere was just unreal.
It was just like making a big play, but I didn't have that vision of making that kind of big play.
Snow piles as high as 5 to 7 feet.
It's going to be a white-knuckle, jaw-clenching commute for tens of millions of Americans facing absolutely miserable conditions.
There were hopes that Kenji Goto's life would be spared. Instead, the militants killed one more non-combat.
I was at a Super Bowl for all the ladies said, where can we get that car? There's a new kid all the women were saying to the man, where can we get that pill?
Do you think it's going to be hard to do overdoses with kids?
By putting in child-resistant containers, it's one measure that we can take as an industry to try and prevent that from happening.
That was one of the best games I've ever seen.
Grab and hug and kiss the Super Bowl trophy. What was that like?
It's finally this Brandon just did. Just to touch it and kiss it and hold it like a baby.
Today's Eye Opener at 8 is presented by Nationwide Insurance.
Why did the Seahawks throw at the goal line? Millions of NFL fans are asking this morning that question after Super Bowl 49's amazing finish. Jermaine Hurts put Seattle in the position to win with this incredible catch. The New England rookie, Malcolm Butler, intercepted a pass with 26 seconds left to seal a 28-24 Patriots win.
It was so exciting. It was, and it was so fun to watch with people win those games. 3-time Super Bowl winner Emmitt Smith couldn't believe it. Everybody has Monday morning quarterbacking today, but he says that, he tweeted rather, that was the worst play call I've seen in the history of football.
That comes from a running back. Emmitt Smith is a running back for the running back for the Dallas Cowboys.
He knows a thing or two. Dan Farmer is at the Super Bowl signing at the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Jan, I can't imagine what it was like to have been there.
It was unreal. I mean, just the atmosphere, Gail. It was just incredible. But, you know, on that play, the Seahawks had one of football's leading rushers, Marshawn Lynch, right there to punch the ball into the end zone. I mean, that play, this game will forever be remembered and debated for that decision to throw the ball at the 1-yard line with 26 seconds left. An undrafted, unknown rookie out of the University of West Alabama, Malcolm Butler. Well, he stepped up with the pick to seal the win for the Patriots. Now, we caught up with the Patriots' leading receiver, Julian Edelman, after the game, and we asked him about Butler.
You know, Malcolm Butler, a young kid, a puppy dog, talented, had to work his tail off, and, you know, you're just so proud of a kid that does that.
He knocked it out.
Now talk about an ending for the ages, a Super Bowl for the ages. It could go down as one of the greatest Super Bowls ever, and in fact, it probably will go down as one of the highest rated ever. Nora?
Jan, thank you.
How many people we think watched?
I don't know. Almost hundreds of them.
100 million at least.
Over 100 million at least.
Jan, can we just say, I mean, you're a genius at covering the Supreme Court and all justice issues, and you are superb covering the Super Bowl. You have had the best reports. Thank you so much.
Hello,
Thank you
ESPN
so much,
calling.
Nora.
ESPN calling. That's what Charlie said. That's funny. You can't go, Jan. You can't go.
You know, I love my football, though, Gail.
Yes, I know.
Thank you. You guys are okay.
Football loves you.
Say thanks to the whole team out there. Thank you so much. And the Lombardi Trophy isn't the only thing New England is getting this morning. Severe winter weather is blasting the Northeast for the second time in a week. Millions are waking up to heavy snow or rain. Buffalo is one hard-hit area. Cars are stuck along the highway. Look at this. The same system caused many accidents in the Midwest.
Streets were mostly empty in West Hartford, Connecticut overnight. The clouds kept the roads clear, though, as the winds whipped through the area. The storm is still lingering in Ohio, though. Laura DeMaria of our affiliate WOIO is in Cleveland right now. Laura, good morning.
Good morning. Well, we are about 20 minutes west of Cleveland. We're in front of one of our major highways here, and traffic is moving around quite slowly as we've got these snow-covered roads. But what is coming through here? Snow plows by about 2 and 3, trying to make it so these roads are cleared up. Well, we've received about a foot so far here, and with snowfall expected until late this afternoon, we could get 16 inches. When all is said and done, with hundreds of school closings in Northeast Ohio and winter storm advisories in effect, people are being warned to stay inside. The snow fell so quickly that many back roads and side streets look untouched, and crews simply couldn't keep up. But even though crews are working to clear the highways, trucks are still banned from all major turnpikes until this afternoon. The roads are just simply too dangerous out here, and conditions are expected to worsen into the evening. This evening, as rainfall mixed with these lowering temperatures that are expected to go down into the teens are expected to create some icy conditions out here on the roadways. Charlie?
All right, thanks. There are growing calls this morning for an international investigation into the mysterious death of an Argentine prosecutor. Our first on this mysterious death came as he was moving forward with damning allegations against the country's president. Novartis is in Buenos Aires with the latest on the investigation. Manuel, good morning.
Good morning. As this stunned nation watches, investigators appear no closer to determining whether Nisman killed himself or was murdered. The special prosecutor died before a legend of cover-up that reached all the way here, the offices of the Argentine president.
It remains the deadliest terror attack in Argentina's history. A car bomb destroyed a Jewish community center in 1994, killing 85 and injuring 300. Sergio Burstein lost Rita Warona, the mother of his 2 sons, in the attack. He's haunted by memories of pulling bodies from the rubble. It feels like it was yesterday, he says, made worse by the fact we still don't know the truth. Now, the man who worked more than a decade to find those responsible is dead too. Argentine state prosecutor Alberto Nisman was found in his Buenos Aires apartment with a bullet to his head 2 weeks ago. Few believe it was suicide, even though Argentinian President Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner originally suggested it was.
What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy?
Intelligence officials working to free her. Either way, protesters claim the government isn't telling the truth. Nisman died the day before formally accusing the president's government of shielding Iranian agents from blame in the attack in a deal for oil. Kirchner denies the claims. Argentine Congresswoman Patricia Bullrich spoke to Nisman the day before he died.
Did he ever tell you about specific threats that he may have received?
Not specific. He was afraid of, because of his girls. He has two daughters. He received a lot of threats.
Bullrich wants the FBI to assist in the probe of Nisman's death. She believes everyone has a stake in getting to the truth.
Investigators say key security cameras at Nisman's apartment building were not working the night he died, but so far only his DNA has been found at the scene. The turmoil here continues. The president has called for dissolving the spy agency and creating a new one. Meanwhile, she's left the country on a trade mission to China.
And well, thanks, Bob, the mystery really deepens in this story. There's a lot of here for the first time we've heard of it. Right, yeah. All right, ahead on only on CBS this morning, we revealed the Grammy Awards pick for Music Educator of the Year. The teacher inspiring peak performances from even the most novice musicians. But first, it is 8:09, time to check your local weather.
All right, single-digit temperatures this morning, 3 right now outside of our studios. Let's get you outside live with our calendars. We're live by at least we have some sun, and we'll have a mixture of cloud cover and sunshine today. Feeling like -12 in Kalamazoo, -12 in Sturgis, 7 below right now in Battle Creek. Yeah, we've got a cold day ahead of us. At least our falling snow is behind us. 16 later today, a partly sunny skies.
No rush for you, buddy.
Tomorrow, more than that, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Your place for check, 8 cups, endless snack possibilities. Available at Walmart.
First on CBS this morning, an expert panel reveals some new sleep recommendations for Americans of every age. That's next. You're watching CBS this morning. I'll be right back.
Ready, smoke. Nationwide is on your side.
Are your joints ready for action? Take Osteo Biflex. Osteo Biflex is specially formulated with joint shield to nurture and help defend your joints. So now you can keep doing and doing and doing what you love.
Mom, Dad, what did you guys do today?
Osteo Biflex, ready for action. More real news. That's our promise to you. CBS This Morning. This February, Lives Hanging with this guy.
You may have heard of it.
His name is Jeff Bridges, Diana Krall, and Busy Phillips. This morning at 9 on News Channel 3.
In some way, every person longs to be remembered, and remembered for something good.
We long to know that being here really mattered, that we made a difference in others' lives, and for many, that difference might be more than they guessed.
At Langland's, we help people reflect and remember. We help them tell the stories of the people they love. And although sometimes it can hurt, it really is the first step on the path of healing.
Langland Family Funeral Homes, 6 Greater Kalamazoo area chapels.
Eyeglass World asks, what do you look for when you buy glasses?
I want to mix it up, so I need bold styles, classic styles, and affordable prices. Having lots of choices and saving money is important. That's why I come to Eyeglass World.
Only Eyeglass World gives you 2 pairs for $78, so you can always afford more than 1 pair.
My glasses are part of my personal style. They're me.
Eyeglass World, glasses that make the difference, prices that make it possible.
It's called swatting. Serious crimes being reported to police, but they're just dangerous pranks, putting your safety at risk of wasting tax dollars. The idea exposes the consequence of dialing up danger. Tonight at 5 on News Channel 3.
In our morning round, the story you're seeing first here on CBS This Morning, new recommendations from the National Sleep Foundation on how much rest we all really need. The government calls sleep deprivation a national epidemic. The CDC says 50 to 70 million Americans have sleep disorders. Our Dr. Holly Phillips is with us. Holly, good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Such an important topic, so I think everybody feels a bit sleep deprived. What are the new recommendations?
Sure. Well, so these new recommendations reflect something that the old ones couldn't, which is all this new research looking at specific health endpoints. Like when they chose the ranges, they looked at what's best for our mood, our cognitive ability, things, medical conditions like diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. So basically, they added a couple of age groups. They added younger adults and they added older adults, 65 and up. And the main changes happened with toddlers, preschoolers, and school-age children. Those ranges were widened. Teenagers need 8 to 10 hours. Adults still need the recommended 7 to 9. And older people, they're saying 7 to 8 now.
It's a wiggle room in any of those categories. Are very specific.
Yeah, they are very specific. And the researchers say absolutely there's some wiggle room. There are people who will fall outside of those norms, but the vast majority of people need really pretty much somewhere in those numbers. One of the highest risk groups for not getting enough sleep, they said, are teens. Their natural biological clocks keep them up later at night. And then if you add on things like computer screen time, which is very stimulating, and all of their homework and other things, they're up too late, school starts too early, and they're working with a sleep deficit, which ultimately affects their ability to learn.
I think I've seen more stories on sleep in the last year than the rest of my life.
Yes.
I mean, there seems to be a real focus on it.
Right. Yeah, there really is, and I have to say, I think that there should be. I have a number of patients in my practice who are great. They're very diligent about their diet. They have their Mediterranean diet together. They never miss a workout. And then if I ask them, how much do you sleep? Oh, about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And ultimately, we're learning there's no amount of Mediterranean diet that can make up for those health risks.
And no amount of napping either.
No, so napping works only if you're in a culture where a siesta is really part of it, and so it's part of your regular routine. Also, people over 65, if you put it as part of your routine, you can get some benefit, but it has to really be a daily scheduled thing.
Exactly.
If
anyone's listening to you right now, you don't live in the culture that embraces siesta.
Unfortunately,
Change Dr. Holly Phillips, thank you. It's the season for romance, but here's a question. Do you love your job? Tony Schwartz of the Energy Project is in our green room. He'll show us how raising your expectations about your job could be the key to happiness happiness at work. That's next on CBS This Morning.
The CBS Morning Round, sponsored by Pronamel Toothpaste. Protect your enamel against the impacts of everyday acids.
I guess I never really gave much thought to the acidity in any foods. Never thought about the coffee I was drinking having acids. It never dawned on me that it could hurt your teeth. My dentist has told me your enamel is wearing away. And that sounded really scary to me. And I was like, well, can you fix it? Can you paint it back on? And he would explain that it's not something that grows back. It's kind of a one-time shot. You have to care for it. He told me to use Pronamel. It's going to help protect the enamel in your teeth. It allows me to continue to drink my coffee and to eat healthier. And it was a real easy switch to make.
International Delight has the sweet flavor of toasted hazelnuts without the gravity of sugar and fat. Leave a little room for delight.
There's only one egg that just tastes better, fresher, more flavorful, delicious, with more great nutrition and 25% less saturated fat. Only Eggland's best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Some questions I can't wait until morning. So I'm one of many nurses at Cigna with answers anytime, day or night. I'm Lauren, and I've got your back. Here's a new trick for the same old dinner. Try Unsloppy Joe's. Pillsbury Grants biscuits. Make dinner.
Chemistry is magic. Next time I'll bring the handcuffs. Already. Tonight, NCISLA. Bioterrorism attack.
That would be enough to take out most of Southern California.
The new episode of CBS Tonight.
Monty Brown wants to know, what's DTE Energy doing with renewables?
Well, Monty, DTE is actually doing a lot here in Michigan, including using solar installations like this one.
Those people look like ants.
I think I can see my house. They're committed to wind as an ongoing way to serve customers. Soon, these things will be able to power a city 6 times the size of Ann Arbor.
Cool. I never knew.
Now you do. DTE Energy. Know your own power. Monty, check this out.
Hi, folks. I'm North Clark for Rose City Motors. Are you trying to buy yourself an SUV? Boy, a new one's $45-50 grand. And at Rose City Motors, we have over 153 SUVs, a lot of third rows, all 1, 2, 3 years old, just about all makes and models, for half the price of a new one. Go to rosecitymotors.com. Check out our inventory. We'd like to put one in your driveway.
News Channel 3 is bringing you stories from all over West Michigan, from booming businesses to heartwarming tales. Our community is full of good news. Watch Positively Michigan, Tuesdays at 5. Positively Michigan is brought to you by Sanford C. Your Weather Center 3 has the high-tech tools to stay ahead of the storm, plus the most experienced team of meteorologists to back it up. Day without teams, the Weather Center 3.
See, this is what concerns me, Nick. You're a punctual guy. You know the importance of being here right at 6 a.m., which is what leads me to think that there must be something wrong with the internal clock on our security system. Well, no, but according to this, you were 2 minutes late, so either you're a liar or this system is off by a full minute.
It would be a horrible positive.
Like he's in trouble tonight.
Big trouble. And not everybody enjoys their job. That is true for more than 2/3 of Americans questioned by Gallup. 51% are not engaged, and more than 17% are actively disengaged. Tony Schwartz is here to show us how to change that. He's the founder and CEO of the Energy Project. Tony, welcome back to Studio 57.
Thank you.
So you say more people are unhappy than happy. Why?
Well, because for 200 years, the prevailing ethos has been get more out of people, and you keep raising the stakes. And what we really need is to have organizations invest more in people so that they feel better, because feeling is so connected to how they perform.
You say that people are even used to being treated badly.
I think that
to a frightening extent, we live in a kind of Stockholm syndrome where people get identified with the aggressor, the employer, and if they're treated this much better, they start to believe that it's acceptable because they have no vision of the possible. Because there are so few organizations, companies that are creating a workplace that truly takes care of people.
You would think that they would do the other. They would want to do that because it would mean a better whatever result they're at.
There's no question, and I see glimmers of it. So, for example, you take a company like the Container Store, and the CEO Kip Tyndall says that we paid people an average of on the floor in retail $50,000 a year, which is a living wage, a reasonable living wage, because we know if we pay a person twice as much as the competitor, we'll get 3 times the productivity. But that takes a little vision, because in the shorter term, maybe you don't get an instant return. But the willingness to do that, I think, tremendous returns on the investment.
You say one component of a great workplace is the opportunity for a full life outside of the office, and yet we found in our CBS This Morning poll or survey that 44% say work interferes with their personal life.
Yeah, and I think to some extent, in a reasonably high-level job, you probably get, it's probably inevitable that people have some interference. But the idea that an employer says, I care about what's going on outside your, out in the rest of your life. So, for example, when Starbucks got pushed very hard about their employees not being able to schedule in a regular way their work, and therefore couldn't take care of childcare needs and all that, they had to come back, and God bless them that they did, and respond and say, okay, we're going to change that fact. That's recognizing that what goes on outside of work influences what goes on inside work.
So other than being paid well and paying what you think you're worth, what does being treated well look like?
Well, the number one thing that employees care about. The number one thing that employees care about is being valued, is feeling that they are genuinely cared for by their direct supervisor, and that goes an incredibly long way. It's amazing how even when everything else is going wrong, if you feel cared for, it's almost biological. So it's so easy for an employer, and particularly for a boss, to do the right thing.
Tony Schwartz, good to have you here. Thank you so much. Nice gray shirt. Wow.
Thank you.
All right. A Utah baby in the fast lane. See what happens when police arrive to help a little boy who just can't wait for his pregnant mom to deliver.
You're watching live, local, breaking news. This is a News Channel 3 update.
Good morning, 6:25. I'm Kirk Mason. Jeff, has how long of a break we get before more snow is in the forecast? First top stories we're following this morning. Difficult driving conditions following this huge snowstorm. That is the big story right now. Jessica Wheeler is out on the roads this morning. Jess, where are you and what are you seeing?
Kirk, we're in Kalamazoo. Just turned off a verdict onto Stockbridge. Side streets really bad out here. Just saw a car that was stuck trying to get down one of those side streets. Very deep snow in a lot of places, almost impassable in many spots. We've seen the plows out. They've been working on getting the roads, but they've been really working on getting these main roads to look like this, which isn't all that bad. The side roads, of course, being neglected until they can get those main roads completely clear. We've been in some neighborhoods where we could barely get through even with four-wheel drive. So if you don't have four-wheel drive, or you live in a neighborhood where the snow is really deep, probably a good idea to just stay inside this morning until your road does get plowed. We've seen a lot of people who have been stuck in their neighborhoods, stuck especially in driveways and parking lots trying to get out because the plows have plowed the entrances and exits shut. This area not looking all that bad compared to some spots we've been in. Again, your main roads, your highways, looking pretty good this morning. It's those side roads that are going to give you trouble. Reporting live in Kalamazoo, Jessica Wheeler, News Channel 3.
We're following developing news this morning on Michigan's east side where a police officer has been shot. Our affiliate in Saginaw reporting a Bay City police officer was shot this morning at around 1:30. A suspect has also been wounded. Right now there's no other information surrounding this incident, including the condition of the police officer. Stay with News Channel 3 as we work to learn more. A Kalamazoo County Sheriff's deputy recovering this morning after his patrol car is hit by a suspected drunk driver. This happened on US 131 near Ravine Street in Alamo Township Sunday morning. The undersheriff says the deputy was standing by a vehicle that slid into the median. While he was waiting for a tow truck, his cruiser was hit from behind. The deputy was taken Jeff Porter out here with his Monday forecast. Jeff.
We want to take it into Union City and check in with you, our loyal viewers. Here are pictures of our snowstorm. And here we are at Union City. This is, let's set the scene here. This is the back deck. Here's the grill, and you can see Brittany measuring at least a foot this out of Union City. Brittany, thank you very much. 12 o'clock today, falling snow, rear view mirror, and a little bit of sun should guide us into the afternoon with the company of the middle and the upper teens. This is 5 p.m., so later today, a much improved evening commute. This morning, single digits are still the story if you're about to leave or even trying to shovel a little bit or negotiate some of those drifts. 3 right now in Sturgis, 5 in Kalamazoo, and only 3 in Grand Rapids, and 7 in Battle Creek. We do have a bit of a wind chill. Let's look at your wind chills for a moment. How about minus 13? Minus 13 in Sturgis, minus 12 in Kalamazoo. Not much better. Minus 7 right now in Battle Creek. Your wind chills. Give you a little preview of your Monday morning, our Holland time lapse. At least we have some sun. So mixture of cloud cover and sunshine today. We're on our way to 16. 8 degrees tonight with clouds returning, and mostly more cloudy tomorrow. 25 with light snow in the afternoon, and light snow is the big story on Wednesday. A couple of inches, seem reasonable. Great skies right here at I-196 at Lake Michigan Drive.
Consumers Credit Union is proud to present our 2015 Dollars for Scholars Scholarship.
As a senior in high school, I received the Dollars for Scholars Scholarship. That scholarship really helped with making sure that I can afford school.
20 West Michigan high school seniors will be awarded $500 and a brand new iPad. Go to consumerscu.org/Dollars for Scholars for details.
Consumers Credit Union. Go, live, work, play. The ultimate choice is an Art Van Pure Sleep. Enjoy the pressure-relieving comfort of Tempur-Pedic's proprietary foam, or the craftsmanship and luxury of Stearns & Foster, America's leading inner spring. Both at the lowest price anywhere. You can save up to $500, plus get no interest for 50 months with a free big screen TV and free delivery at any of our 86 Pure Sleep stores or at Art Van Furniture.
Live with Kelly and Michael, weekdays at 9 on News Channel 3.
Welcome back to CBS This Morning. Coming up in this half hour, does your child ever ask you, hey, how much money do you make? Award-winning writer and New York Times columnist Ron Lieber is in our Toyota Green Room. He shows us why silence is never the answer and how you really can begin a smart conversation with your children about finances.
Plus, he says how not to have spoiled kids, which I think is really important. Plus, there's Anthony Mason with a story you will see only on CBS This Morning. He introduces us to the winner of this year's Grammy Music Educator Award. He's a teacher chosen from among thousands of submissions. Looking forward to that straight ahead.
Right now, it's time to show you some of this morning's headlines. CBSNews.com remembers legendary CBS News producer Sanford Sandy Sokolow. He died Saturday. Sokolow was the executive producer of the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite and was Cronkite's right-hand man. His career at CBS spanned 3 decades. Sandy Sokolow was 86.
The Detroit Free Press tells us about a Detroit man who walks 21 miles on a round trip every day to get to and from work. 56-year-old James Robertson walks because his car broke down nearly 10 years ago, and public buses are limited. After the Detroit Free Press did the story, and then Sunday, hundreds of people donated to a crowdfunding site to buy him a car. The GoFundMe site has raised more than $44,000. Robertson says he cannot thank people enough. Oh my gosh, pay it forward. Oh, what a nice...
What dedication. I wonder, he must really love his job.
Yeah, talking about loving your job.
Talk about dedication.
Yeah.
What is the job? And the Atlanta Journal-Constitution says the Falcons are being investigated for allegedly using fake crowd noise at the Georgia Dome for the past 2 seasons. Well, that's what it sounds like on a regular game day at the stadium. Atlanta's accused of piping in the noise while the opposing team was huddling trying to call its play. The Falcons may be fined and could possibly lose a draft choice. I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, it seems important.
Yes, I don't know that.
It's possible, of course.
Oh, okay.
It's
should you? That's all right. Of course, responsible. Yes. Scale.
All right. This morning, a Utah baby is doing well after proving his need for speed. The mom gave birth alongside a busy interstate over the weekend near Salt Lake City. She was in labor while driving herself to the hospital. Vlad Dutier shows us how the baby just couldn't wait. That's how it is. Vlad, good morning.
Good morning. Debbie Mariah Osler went into labor on Saturday. Now, incredibly, she was at the wheel on a busy interstate and on her way to the hospital when she became overwhelmed with pain and called 911.
911, what's your address of your emergency? I'm currently on the freeway. Are you driving? Yeah, I'm trying to get over into the other lane. I need to push. Okay. My water broke pretty fast then. Near 75.
39 weeks pregnant, Debbie Mariah Osler was on her way to Brigham City Community Hospital, about 2 hours north of Salt Lake City. Her labor kicked into high gear when she was about 10 miles away in the middle of a 4-lane highway. With cars and trucks rushing past, 2 police officers arrived on the scene to assist the 32-year-old.
She was actually just in the emergency lane, so I could feel the wind of the vehicles blowing right by me.
Utah Highway Patrol Officer Josh Carr helped deliver the nearly 10-pound baby boy. The baby is Osler's 3rd child, one that she says arrived in record time.
This was the best tips. I am grateful that I have easy labors. I really am. Even if it's on the side of the road.
Wow. Well, mom and son were transported to Brigham City Community Hospital in good condition. Osler's due date had been scheduled for this Tuesday. Okay.
All right, that's a great story. Thank you, Vlad. The average middle-class family will spend nearly $250,000 to raise a child that was born in 2013. Ron Lieber's new book, The Opposite of Spoiled, offers advice on helping kids develop responsible money habits. His companion article is one of the most emailed stories this morning on the New York Times website. A lot of people talking about this, and Ron Lieber joins us at the table to talk about it with us. Good to see you, Ron.
Good morning.
I was raised in one of those houses where I was told it was impolite and too personal to discuss money in your own house, and certainly not to talk about what's going on in other people's houses. And you say, nope, you should have a frank conversation with your children.
Yes, you should, for a couple of reasons. First of all, there's a direct connection between talking about money and teaching kids values. A lot of what we spend or what we give away says a fair bit about what we stand for. But we're also in a situation now where 16 and 17-year-olds are participating in 6-figure decisions about college and student loan debt. They have to be ready, and it's parents' job to make them ready.
If you talk to any parent, you point this out in your book, one of the worst things that parents say is anybody say their child is spoiled. What are some of the warning signs that a child could be spoiled?
Well, I think one warning sign is that kids care more about possessions than they do about people. So that's one thing to think about. Another is if parents are lavishing untold amounts of time and attention on kids, and if there are no rules or no expectations of following the rules and no consequences if the rules are broken.
You have some really helpful tips, though. You say you shouldn't pay for chores.
No, you should not pay for chores. I think allowance is a teaching tool. It stands on its own, like a book or other tools for learning. The problem with paying for chores is that at some point kids are going to say to you, I don't really need the money right now, so I'm just not going to do the chores. But that time you pound both fists on the table and you say, no, you're going to do the chores anyway. So then you decouple allowance.
How do you tell them why it's important to do the chores other than because I said so?
Well, there are all sorts of privileges that we can take away other than the money that they get for allowance. There's all sorts of things.
So it's punishment and incentive.
Sure, there's nothing wrong with punishment as an incentive. There should be consequences for failing to fulfill your duties as a member.
But I'm still asking the question, how do you get people to want to do it because you want them to want to do it, rather than simply you punishing them if they don't do it?
Well, one of the things you can do is if there's multiple kids in the house, you can give them a choice of chores. So they try and find the things that they're best at, the things that are most fulfilling, but it's not always going to work that way. And sometimes you just do things because you have to. They don't have to like it, but they may have to do it because you're in charge.
I don't know, I found that because I said so was very effective in my house. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. You also talk about there's a difference between the conversation that parents have with boys and what they have with girls. I thought that was really fascinating.
Well, here's the problem, and as the father of a daughter, this burns me up. girls end up growing up with different expectations and lesser expectations for what they will earn once they grow up, what their starting salaries will be, and what will happen to them afterwards. You know, it's not clear exactly why this is happening, but it's clear that parents are somehow talking to their girls differently than they're talking to their boys. I think sometimes if the girls don't ask, the parents don't think to bring it up because they're not curious.
They're talking to girls about giving, and they're talking to boys about investing.
There is some of that in that, right? And so, you know, maybe there's an assumption that girls are more generous, or they think that, you know, the girls are going to stay at home and be in charge of the charity budget. This is all foolishness. We need to make it stop.
You have a very, I think, useful conversation, because this comes up in my house. You know, people say, why don't we have a bigger house like so-and-so? Or why does so-and-so have this and get to do this and I don't? And you say a parent should respond to every question by saying, why do you ask? And I really like that.
Thanks. Well, the point here, right, is not to...
What is the point?
Right. I mean, the point is, you know, you don't want to make them feel bad for asking. Being curious is their job. So you don't want to respond with, why do you ask? Or, it's none of your business. Yeah. Even worse, because we want them to see us as a source of valuable information. So encourage their curiosity. Sometimes the reason that they're asking has nothing to do with, say, wanting to know your salary or wanting to know how much the house costs. They just want to make sure that the family is okay.
Yeah. Do you think that parents should tell their kids how much they make?
I do think they should, but not right away. You know, there's a decade of learning that goes into this. They need to learn to handle money through allowance, ages, 5 to 9. They need to learn how to spend money and keep a budget. They need to learn about the household budget. And they need to prove that they can keep private information private. Most kids aren't ready until at least 14 or 15.
Right, and as you say, they need to learn how to give, save, and spend. There's so much in this book, Ron. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And The Opposite Side of Spoiled goes on sale tomorrow. Ahead, only on CBS This Morning, we revealed the music teacher headed to the Grammys.
He constantly tells us, I don't see you as high school musicians. You are high-quality professional musicians to me. And he's the kind of person who you want to meet those expectations.
Meet the music educator of the year, who's setting the bar high, and the students who are hitting it. But first, take a check with your local weather.
All right, it is just 4 degrees right now outside of our studios. Let's take outside live for a moment. Cold, really cold South Haven sunshine. Our South Haven live. No shortage of ice in the channel this morning. 7 right now in South Haven. 5 Holland, 5 Muskegon. Later today, mid-teens, partly sunny sky. Our falling snow is over. 16. 8 degrees tonight, then 25 tomorrow. We're looking at our next system for the middle of the week and your top stories in 15 minutes.
More real news. That's our promise to you. CBS This Morning.
It's Connor. Like so many kids, he was missing things in school. Distracted, disengaged, just not getting it. We tried tutors, but they didn't connect. Then we heard about Sylvan's new teaching system, Sylvan Sync. Personal lessons taught by Sylvan certified instructors using technology kids love. I've never seen it more engaged. And the results are truly inspiring. Kids like Connor typically see up to 2 to 3 times more growth than if they hadn't come to Sylvan. Learning should be personal. At Sylvan, it is.
My legs would ache and feel tired and heavy. A friend told me to go to Premier Vein Center for a free ultrasound screening, and I found out I had vein disease. Premier Vein Center treated this in the office with a minimally invasive laser procedure. I was able to return to my regular activities the same day, and my procedure was covered by my insurance. Now my legs don't hurt anymore. Call today for your free ultrasound screening or register online at premierveincenter.com. $99 for carpet, hooray! $99 room sale. $99 for hardwood, okay. I'm getting new floors from Empire today.
It's Empire's $99 room sale. Flooring for $99 when you pay for cutting and installation.
$99 at Empire today.
$99 room sale.
$99 is true like they say. Empire can even install it next day.
Don't miss Empire's huge $99 room sale.
855-888-2300.
Release a devastating avalanche of taste on your tongue. Bury yourself in flavorful, sweet icing and filling. Pull off the arms, rescue is unnecessary. Pillsbury Toaster Strudel, the snow day of breakfasts.
Progresso. I can't believe I'm eating bacon-enriched creamy cheese before my sister's wedding. Oh, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for the dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less.
We recently had a foreclosure. Can we buy cars
and a stainless steel finish, $116. Finish your update with a new disposal. All GE garbage disposals are on sale. This half horsepower model is only $79. This 3/4 horsepower model with an extra large grinding capacity is only $99. Save big money at Menards.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass,
Music teachers can change students' lives. The Grammy Foundation received more than 7,000 submissions for the 2015 Music Educator Award. In December, we revealed the top 10 finalists. Now, only on CBS This Morning, Anthony Mason is here to reveal the winner. Anthony, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie. This is the second year the Recording Academy and the Grammy Foundation are recognizing a teacher for his or her contribution to music in the classroom. And this morning, the students and staff at New Hampshire's Wyndham High School will be happy to know their very own Jared Cassidy earned top honors.
Nice even corners, good sound, project that sound. 1, 2, 3.
When Wyndham High School opened in New Hampshire 6 years ago, Jared Cassidy was hired to lead the music program.
How many beats does this note get?
His students quickly nicknamed him the Energizer Bunny.
You
have an enormous amount of energy in the classroom.
I do. I talk fast. And believe it or not, I'm actually a lot more calm than I was when I think like 10 years ago when I first started.
Where does that come from?
I have so much going on in my head. I just get so excited. I love, especially when I talk about students and education. I'm so
It's cold out there, buddy.
That passion has been highly contagious. Sierra Cowan plays bassoon in the school band.
We're getting so much done and we're working so hard, yet it feels like we're having the best time of our lives while we're doing it.
Jillian DePercio plays clarinet.
He constantly tells us, I don't see you as high school musicians. You are high-quality professional musicians to me. And he's the kind of person that you want to meet those expectations. And it makes it incredibly exhilarating.
Adam Constantino plays the tuba.
It becomes something you want to do because you want to impress him. Do it for him, really.
my family.
Taking piano lessons early. In his high school band, he
Oh,
played
man.
the clarinet.
That time again, buddy.
Units of people.
It's that time again.
He started Wyndham's band with about 40 students. Today, it has 87. Anyone can join. Mr. Cassidy doesn't believe in auditions.
I believe, and it's one of my biggest parts about music and music education, is that I want to provide access to all students.
So if you've never played a note, you can be in this band.
Absolutely.
But they take music seriously. In 2012, Mr. Cassidy took the band to New York
Here you
to
go,
enter a
buddy.
contest. They won it. They entered another in Chicago the next year. And won again.
We won again and I was shocked.
That earned Wyndham an invitation to perform at a recital last year on the main stage at New York's Carnegie Hall.
I remember looking at Mr. Cassidy, we're both just looking at each other and we're laughing because we couldn't believe it.
After the concert, when Mr. Cassidy returned to the hotel, his musicians were waiting.
He turned around and his face just lit up. It was wonderful.
He gave a hug to every single
Ah.
If you could just freeze frame that moment in time, I don't think I could ask for another moment like that.
How does it feel like to be part of this band?
It's really a place to belong. We don't feel like we're band geeks here.
Definitely not. And I would be proud to be considered a band geek and be part of this band.
I'll straight up say it, I am proud.
I've been playing for a few years before that.
It was a former student, Tim Raymond, and his mother, who wrote the
Hey, buddy. You chewy, good boy.
I couldn't think of anyone more deserving of such
You
honor.
chewy.
I learned music
He's
lessons
a
and
good
life lessons.
boy.
He was one of my biggest mentors.
How did you feel about being nominated for a Grammy?
I was taken aback. It's a wonderful recognition. I see it more as a recognition of the
Back
students.
up.
Without the students coming back, every
Start
single
the truck.
day, 110%. They were too far off, and they're
Okay.
they're the ones. I can be up there with my arms around them, but they're the ones making the music.
The Music Educator of the Year award coincides with the Grammy Foundation's Giving Day. The 24-hour donation drive, which begins tomorrow, helps fund music education projects. You can find out more at cbsthismorning.com. You know, there are 800 students in that school, 87 in the band, so 1 in 10 is in the school band.
It's so amazing.
You say it all came from his family? Is that what you said?
Came from his family. He was actually adopted from South Korea at age 4. But his family raised him. They made sure that they had a very balanced education. They took music and all that, and that's where his love came from.
I love it the kids say that they're proud to be a band geek, but Anthony, you need to hand out tissues with that.
I know.
I wasn't expecting that. After everything we're saying, wow, what the students were saying, what he was saying, the student that wrote the letter about him.
I remember when I was a college journalist interviewing my university president, he said, if you have one teacher in the 4 years you're here who touches you, that's everything. And in that school, it's him.
Touching, not a student in touch.
Yeah, it's changed their lives. It's changed their life. Anthony, thank you.
Values.
Another awesome story from
Thank you.
Anthony.
Nice to see
Thank
you
you
guys.
so much. And you can watch the 57th Annual Grammy Awards Sunday night at 8/7 Central. That's right here on CBS. You're watching CBS This Morning, and producer Joe Long, too, right? Yeah, good story.
More real news. That's our promise to you. CBS This Morning. EIS Los Angeles is always undercover.
Here you go. Be my guest, Georgie Borman.
With CBS Tonight.
Good look at here.
Could be anthrax.
It's the AIM strain, the most deadly.
Go deep.
Don't do anything stupid.
Shall we?
Eric Jenner, anthrax is on the move to air tomorrow.
Bioterrorism attack.
I don't think I should take out most of Southern California.
NYCIS Los Angeles. CBS Tonight.
Winter. Skiers like it. Skaters enjoy it. Window buyers, they love it. Winter means wall sites off-season at off sale. Half off every window we make, even custom shapes, sizes, and colors. Built to just for 5 full years till 2020. Plus, your windows are custom made and installed in 4 weeks. Off-season is the best time to buy wall side windows. And here's the best number to call: 1-800-521-7800.
You heard it was a hit. You heard it was a smash. A wonder. A phenomenon. An international sensation. But you haven't heard them.
Right there.
That's crazy.
You open your eyes.
Two pairs of glasses for $69.95 with a free eye exam.
I paid way too much.
It's true. At America's Best, we've been selling quality eyewear at low prices for 35 years. Call 1-800-2PAIR or visit americasbest.com today.
Life is busy and filled with decisions. And now with the healthcare enrollment deadline looming on February 15th, you have even more choices to make. At the Miller Shearing Agency, we'd like you to know that we're here to help. From finding that right plan for you and your family to seeing if you qualify for a subsidy to help you pay those premiums. We're local, trusted, and promise to provide personalized, professional service. So call us today for an appointment or join us on February 3rd for our free healthcare enrollment workshop. Let us help you so you can get back to the things you love in life.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is
Homeschool's closed today. I see it on the news.
I just say it and I see it.
Now, I'm going to hang out in my dog.
The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy way.
Hey, buddy. You know the rules. Don't take any time. I'll be back.
That does it for us. You should tune into the series.
from our digital news program. See you tomorrow.
Know what could be in your air ducts that your furnace is blowing into your home?
Check this out. Layers, dust, hair, and other gross stuff. Best way to get rid of this stuff is to call Stanley Steamer. So call 1-800-STEAMER for a free estimate. Trust me, you'll be glad you did.
Charlie wants to know, does DTE Energy work with other Michigan businesses? They spent $1.5 billion with Michigan companies just in the last 2 years. I would offer to help on bluffs. Working with local companies on things like wind energy creates jobs and boosts Michigan's economy. So is hiring local companies for services like tree trimming. Pulling it down now. Sit tight and go get the user's manual. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
Adult diapers is a growing industry in the United States, but they're not your only option if you're experiencing accidental urinary or bowel leakage. For more than 30 years, we've helped people overcome their urinary and bowel leakage. Yes, there are alternatives to living the rest of your life in diapers. For more information on how I can help, call to reserve your place at one of our free seminars or call for an individual appointment.
Attend a free seminar February 11th at our office in Kalamazoo.
My legs would ache and feel tired and heavy. A friend told me to go to the Premier Vein Center for a free ultrasound screening, and I found out I had vein disease. Premier Vein Center treated this in the office with a minimally invasive laser procedure. I was able to return to my regular activities the same day, and my procedure was covered by my insurance. Now my legs don't hurt anymore. Call today for your free ultrasound screening or register online at premierveincenter.com.
If you're worried about what could be in your air ducts, call Stanley Steamer. They'll get rid of all the nasty stuff in your ducts. And that means less dusting, less sneezing, and improved furnace efficiency. So call 1-800-STEAMER for a free estimate. Trust me, you'll be glad you did.
You're watching live, local, breaking news. This is a News Channel 3 update.
Good morning, it's 8:55. I'm Kirk Mason. Jeff has how long you have to clear that driveway before snow returns.